Bringing you with a brand new video, and today we're going to be talking about the new Traptrix coming out of Code of the Duelist. It seems like Code of the Duelist is going to have a wide variety of legacy support as well as a lot of new archetypes, which is really good. I like that. So the card that we're seeing right now is Traptrix Coronatus. It's an Earth Insect Effect monster, level 4, 1500 attack and 1300 defense. The stats on this card aren't too spectacular, but that's not really relevant, really. Its 3 effects are, and it has 3 effects, by the way, which means one of these is bound to be decent, right? So let's just jump right into it. So the first effect is when this card is normal summoned, you can add 1 Traptrix monster from your deck to your hand. So you can basically just add Mermelio, which basically just lets you add one of the some of the most powerful trap cards in the entire game, minus, like, you know, Trap Hole and Trap Hole with spikes and all that stuff. Like Floodgate Trap Hole, Bottomless Trap Hole, even Time Space Trap Hole and stuff like that, on the lesser end of extents. Like Chaos Trap Hole is pretty, well, actually no, okay, you can't add a Chaos Trap Hole because that's be normal. Yeah, Traptrix Trap Hole, Nightmare. These cards are really good. So having a method of adding the card that searches that is really good. So yeah. The second effect is this card is unaffected by the effects of normal trap cards. This is basically the same thing for everything. For every Traptrix monster that is currently in existence, they are immune to Bottomless. They're immune to cards like that. So it's just, you know, all around their normal effect. And the third effect, which I think is kind of interesting, is once per turn during either player's turn, you can target 1 set spell or trap card you control and return that target to your hand, and then you can set 1 spell or trap card from your hand. So my theory being is that this card is kind of, you kind of want to set other cards that you don't really, I mean, I kind of can't really say that you don't want to set these cards, or else you wouldn't have set them in the first place, but you kind of just want to have that immediate response of having a card that you set to the field, to the hand. The closest comparison to this card is like Dust Tornado, right? Where at the end of Dust Tornado's first effect, where it destroys a spell or trap card, you get to immediately set a spell or trap card afterwards. However, this effect is not that great on a monster, mainly because you have to bounce a spell or trap card that you personally set already from your hand, and if it's a card that you're probably playing anyway, you probably want to keep it on the field anyway. Cards like Solemn Strike, Dimensional Barrier, even most Floodgates for that matter, are really good. Side note: this card can actually kind of turn off your Imperial Order if you really want it to be. You could just bounce your Imperial Order during your opponent's main standby phase, or your opponent's during your opponent's end phase. That way you can capitalize effectively on Imperial Order's effect more often. Because it's very unlikely that your opponent's going to activate spell and trap cards during your turn, unless they're playing cards like Twin Twister, Mystical Space Typhoon, or Caustic Cyclone. That being said, I still that's like a very niche scenario. I think you can also do it in the cards for cards like Anti-Spell Fragrance, or cards that just inherently inhibit your ability of playing. Cards like Royal Decree, cards like Vanity's Emptiness. Even though it's currently banned, it's still relevant to talk about it in that scenario because it is relevant. Anti-Spell Fragrance, like I said, that way you don't have to just wait a turn before you can activate your cards. So it's definitely interesting. I think that effect has a lot more uses than what people might consider at first glance, but I think most of the time, if you're playing this card and you're activating the third effect, you're probably activating it just to bounce it back to your hand during your opponent's end phase, which is fine. So anyway, guys, tell me what you guys think about this card in the comment section down below. I will see you guys in the next video. This has been Team Metamorphose, and I will be signing off.